The architect who designed Château de Purnon at the end of the 18th century surrounded the chateau on 3 sides with an enormous moat. Changed dramatically at the end of the 19th century, we've spent years uncovering its original design and returning the moat to its simple splendour. As preparations continue for our wedding, witness the transformation of Purnon's extraordinary dry moat. Living in such a remote location has provided us with many challenges whilst planning for our upcoming wedding, including lack of access to professional skincare. But thankfully the skincare experts at Farrow are helping me prepare my skin to look its best for our upcoming wedding. I'm a huge fan of the FAQ 202 silicone LED face mask, which gives me the benefits of professional skincare technology. It has 8 different wavelengths, including NIR, which helps tackle the signs of aging. What I really love is how the app guides me through treatments, and I can create 15 minutes of my own little day spa without having to leave the chateau. With so much going on here at the moment, I've been quite stressed, so today I've chosen the repairing treatment. Farrow would also love to help you address your skincare concerns and are exclusively offering 30% off with the use of the code PURNON30. The discount not only applies to the LED face masks that I love, but all their best-selling products and any already discounted items. So don't miss this great offer.
This is the stone guttering system that surrounded the chateau when it was first constructed. It's still in place, it looks beautiful when it's cleaned. Now this is the enormous cistern that they've uncovered as part of the excavation work that's been done. And you can see it comes all the way down to here. It's enormous, it's very deep. It must have been a massive project to install it at the end of the 19th century, and it gives you some sense of the incredible volume of water that comes off Purnon's roof.
Parce que la citerne, d'abord, elle est quand même de 1890, hein, je veux dire, donc elle fait partie aussi de l'histoire. Voilà, mais moi je laisserai la citerne, et puis ça peut être intéressant aussi d'avoir une réserve d'eau, parce qu'on ne sait jamais, aujourd'hui on peut pomper dedans.
Well, this is Purnon's incredible dry moat. And we know it was always intended to be a dry moat because we can see these cellars and the windows and doors that enter into the basement all around us. So clearly when the chateau was first constructed at the end of the 18th century, this space that surrounds the chateau on three sides was never intended to be filled with water. So what's the purpose of a dry moat? Well, it enabled the social classes to be separated. The servants, the maids, the domestic workers who entered the chateau through two tunnels that come into this dry moat had activities that were focused here in the basement. They were hauling wood, they were cooking, they were bringing in food and other supplies for the chateau. They were stocking the Marquis's enormous wine cellar. And so when they came in through these entrances, they wouldn't have crossed paths with the family and their aristocratic friends who entered the chateau through the ground floor, either from the north or the south. So the dry moat had a very practical purpose. And in the last few months, it has been transformed. Now, in order to understand this transformation, we need to go back to the end of the 19th century, when a new family had purchased the chateau. For the first time, they installed guttering at the roof level of the chateau. Prior to that, the chateau's rainwater would have run off the roof and landed in these stone gutters that you can see surrounding the walls of the chateau. Now, that would have been a pretty effective system. The water would have run off the roof, landed down here, and then been channeled into a system of cisterns for storage and later use. But at the end of the 19th century, a new system at the roof level was installed. And so these stone gutters were redundant. But with the new water infrastructure, the downpipes and all of the evacuation systems with plumbing in the chateau for the first time, gathering all this water, this waste sewage, etc., and taking it away from the chateau. And as part of that modernisation, hundreds of tonnes of earth was added to the base level of the dry moat, which meant that the stone gutters were concealed. And so in the last few months, this space has been transformed. This wall that you can see in front of me has been completely restored. It had a big buckle in it and it only had a few years of life left. A new drainage system has been put in place behind it. These 5 small cellars that you can see in front of me were on the verge of total collapse, and each one has been carefully restored. And even at the end here, the chateau's original well has been uncovered and completely restored. All of the excess earth has been removed, and so you can see the dry moat return to its original level. And our stonemasons are just finishing the last bit of the work to protect this section of the wall here. And so with the wedding coming up, We want this space to look as beautiful as possible. And so in consultation with our heritage architect, Monsieur Frederic Didier, and with Ian Barker, our landscape designer in Melbourne, we're going to roll this space here and plant what will be a beautiful lawn seed with wildflowers. And to water it, we're going to use the water taken from the giant cistern that we uncovered here that's been collecting the rainwater off the roof. It's full, it's sustainable, and it's a great use of that water which has been harvested from Purnon's magnificent roof. Let's get to work.
Well, this is so exciting. This is the completion of the eastern wall of the moat. The wall that you can see behind me, half of the southern wall, is still underway, but we have just turned on the pump to get the water from the cistern. So the cistern that was discovered during the restoration of the moat, we are now using to water the moat, which is amazing. We seeded it yesterday, and we hope in time for the wedding that there will be grass and wildflowers.
And it's sustainable water. This is water that's been harvested off the magnificent roof here at Château de Purnon. So it's wonderful to see that, firstly, it's not coming into the chateau through the holes in the roof, that instead we're actually harvesting it and putting it now to really good use.
And there's so much water there because the cistern is completely full when we took the lid off.
For me, what's really wonderful about this is that, like so many things here at Château de Purnon, it's been a journey of discovery. When we first arrived, we didn't really understand why there was a dry moat around the chateau, what its purpose was. We certainly didn't realise that tons and tons of earth had been added to the base level of the dry moat at the end of the 19th century. We didn't know that there was this incredible network of stone gutters to uncover and to see now in all of their splendour. And even these little cellars that you can see around us, they were part of the original water management system here at the chateau. They were part of the food storage arrangements, and we've uncovered all of this history as part of the journey of restoring this space.
And do you know, actually, because I was just going through footage editing up this week's video, and I completely forgot how full those cellars were. So there's footage at the very start of this video of Frederick with the digger, and there's at least like half of the cellar is full of dirt, and it was ash and whatever had been discarded. And so like it's the first time that these cellars have been, you know, empty and restored, and that we can walk in and see them in their entirety.
Well, and that's the thing, with all the earth that's come out of the moat, with the earth that's come out of the cellars, we're really seeing this space in its original intended proportions. And it really is quite magnificent to see it not just in its splendour, but really in its simplicity, because it had been planted out, there was junk here, and it really wasn't a magnificent space at all. And now we hope in time for our wedding, it's going to be something very special. So let's see what happens.
Yep. Now we're about to head off. So we are off to the States this week.
We're off to the States. Our Atlanta event is a sellout. And in New Orleans, it's still possible to come along to Garden District Books on May the 7th. We'll be there from 5:30. We would love to see anyone who is in that part of the United States, anyone from New Orleans, from Louisiana, please come and join us. We'd love to share our story with you, and you'll have an opportunity to buy a copy of Chateau Reawakening, the story of our journey so far to save this incredible estate, and we'll sign it for you and leave a little dedication. So if you're in that part of the world, please come and join us.
Otherwise, as always, if you'd like to follow the restoration of Château de Purnon more closely, we post an exclusive weekly video for our YouTube and Patreon members, where this week Tim tells the story of why we found a bust of one of France's least liked kings discarded here at the chateau. Otherwise, just hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and we'll keep you updated here.